Welcome to the free video you requested from www.howtobuildmycredit.com, and the video is called How to Build Credit Back to Where You Need It Fast. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to start off with suggesting that you pull your credit report from a reputable credit reporting agency. And we're going to, at the end of this video, I'm going to tell you or give you some of the resources as to where you can get that information from. But one of the things that you want to do is make sure that there is at least a 10-day or 30-day trial, and $19.95 is about an average cost that you would be paying, anywhere from $12.95 to $19.95 that you'd be paying a month for the service. And so that's a pretty fair dollar amount. The next thing that I want to show you is we're going to talk a little bit about what consists of your credit report. And this shows right here how the FICO score is broken down. Types of credit in use, for example, is 10%. New credit equals 10% of that 100% score. Length of credit history is 15%. Amounts owed is 30%. Payment history is 35%. So what that tells you right there is that if your payment history is very low, or the way that you pay is slow, or not on time, or delinquent, that's a big percentage of your score right there. So you want to make sure that you pay your debt on time. Another big percentage is going to be the amount that you owed. And this is really important for today in 2011. Because what the lenders are looking for is the debt ratio, which means that how much of your credit have you used. And the thing that you want to try to do is be anywhere from, I would say, 30 to maybe 40% of your debt available being used. And if you could get it lower, that's even better. But the lower this amount is, I believe in 2011, that the amount owed is just as important as the payment history. So I would venture to say that this year, these two items here, payment history and amount owed, are probably going to be pretty close, or it may switch a little as well. The next thing I want to go over here is really going into a little bit of, okay, what I want to go into right now is the actual sample of a credit report, and kind of go over some of the things that are very important that you need to take a look at. So once you sign up for a Credit Watch service, and I'll give you the resources for that, you want to pull all three of your credit reports, and then you want to begin to review the credit report. You want to make sure that your personal information is correct and updated. You want to check to see that your lenders and your creditors are reporting properly as well. So we're going to go through this report really quick. The first thing you want to look at is your consumer information. You want to make sure that your name, current address, previous address, and current employer are correct on all three reports. You have an option to add a consumer statement if you are in the middle of disputing. If you're disputing one of your trade lines, you can add a customer statement. And you can also add a customer statement if the outcome of the dispute is unfavorable. The next section we want to look at is the summary information. And the summary information basically just lists what type of accounts you have, whether they're going to be real estate accounts or revolving accounts. Most of your revolving accounts are going to be like installment accounts, or be credit cards, that type of thing. Another thing it's going to talk about as well is what's the total balance that's owed. Now this is really important. A lot of times there's going to be a discrepancy between Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax. You may find two accounts at Experian, one account at TransUnion, and four accounts at Equifax. And you may find the balances to be different as well. Now, the reason why that happens is because not every account that you have subscribes to each bureau. You may have a credit union, and they only subscribe to Experian. And the reason why they would do that is because it costs to subscribe to every bureau. So don't be alarmed if there is discrepancy as far as the account here. Now, what you can do is you can go ahead and dispute it and send a letter to the credit bureaus and ask them to look into updating their information. But a lot of times, if, let's say, for example, your credit union only subscribes to Experian, then Equifax will not add that account because, again, your credit union is not paying for that subscription. As you go further down, we're looking at some more consumer information. You're going to look to see what date it was reported, last updated as far as your creditors are concerned, any consumer statement, summary information. These are the 5 types of accounts. You've got real estate, revolving accounts, installment accounts, other accounts, and collection account. And when we get to the end of this video here, I'm going to give you a resource where you can get at least 2 installment accounts. So if you're trying to rebuild your credit, you definitely need to have an installment account. And these 2 installment accounts does not care what your personal credit looks like, because it's really there to help you rebuild. The other part we're going to look at a little bit is that the information for the 5 types of accounts. You've got your account, your balance, your payment, whether it's current, delinquent, derogatory, or unknown. And if you have some unknown accounts, you probably want to check into those or dispute those so that it can be very clear as to who they belong to. You don't want any information in your report that's not accurate. Another section basically will talk about open and closed accounts, public records, inquiries. Public records are if you have a judgment or a tax lien or civil action or a bankruptcy, that information goes there. The inquiries are very important. You don't want to have any more than 3 inquiries per 12 months. At minimum, 3 inquiries per 6 months, because if you have more than that, then it looks like you're looking for credit, and the chance of you getting more credit is going to be very slim. So you want to make sure before you apply for any credit, you talk to the lender and find out what their criteria is first. And because you have reviewed your credit report, and if it doesn't fit the criteria of that lender, then you don't want to apply for the credit, because that would be an unnecessary inquiry. And again, you don't want to have more than 3 inquiries in a 6 to 12 month period. Then we're going down to the account history. Every credit report is going to give you details about your account history. It's going to go into the creditor's name, your account number. It won't give you your total account number, but it will give at least the last 4 digits. The type of account, like this particular account is real estate. The condition, whether it's open or closed. Responsibility, if it's individual or if it's joint. The pay status, this one says it's 60 days late. TransUnion says it's a charge off, and Equifax says it's 30 days late. So right here is a discrepancy. You want to go ahead and dispute that. Date opened, everything looks accurate. Date reported, balance and limit. Here you've got the same. In some instances you may have different balances, so if that's the case, you want to update that as well. Payment terms look the same. High balance the same. Past due 0. And usually a credit report will also have a 2-year payment history. As you can see, Experian is reporting that this person was late in January, 30 days, and they were late in February, 60 days, and so on. TransUnion has more, which is very interesting. They pretty much should be the same. There shouldn't be 5 delinquencies or lates in TransUnion and only 2 in Experian, and then 1 in Equifax. That's a discrepancy. You want to go ahead and dispute that. And as you go further down, it's going to give you a little more information about your account history, creditor's name, account number, type, condition, etc. So you just want to pretty much take a look at the whole credit report and just review it for information that you know. Here there is a public record. They have reported that they have a bankruptcy, when it was filed, an individual account, etc., the county court. Any inquiry information. You want to make sure that you actually applied for credit for the inquiries here. If you didn't, you want to go ahead and dispute them. And then it's going to give you creditor's information. the different creditors that you have. It's going to tell you how to contact them if there's any problems with your account. And then it goes on down to E, public record information. It's breaking down the status of all that. I don't need to go through everything for you because you can read. It's pretty self-explanatory. Again, creditor information. So again, what you want to do is go to one of the credit services and request your report, and you want to review that report to make sure that everything is accurate. And one moment. Okay, now as I promised, I was going to give you some resources, and again, the host here is www.how-to-buildmycredit.com. For the Credit Watch service, you want to go to www.corporatefasttrack.com/credit-watch-services.html. I'm going to leave this up for a little while so you can copy these links. If you want to get the trade lines that report to all three bureaus, and those are 2 installment credit trade lines, you want to go to corporatefasttrack.com, and there is a box on the home page that says Rebuild Positive Credit, and that's a link there. For your banks, you can go to Orchard Bank, First Premier Bank, and then there's a website that lists a whole host of credit cards, and that's www.second-chancecreditcards.com/bad-credit-cards, or just go to secondchancecreditcards.com. So I'm going to leave this up here for you for just another couple of seconds so that you can copy down this information. And if you have any questions, you can feel free to email me at info@how-to-buildmycredit.com, and I will be more than happy to send you the links that I am giving you now as far as the resources. Okay, this concludes the video. Thank you very much for visiting how-to-buildmycredit.com, and this is the video about how to build credit back to where you need it fast. Thank you.